Welcome back to Vice Grip Lodge. This is going to be one of the most challenging weeks ever because you see the shop edition, the new side down there, isn't quite finished, but it's ready to be moved into, which means every single thing that you're looking at, whether it's a vehicle, motorcycle, go-kart, tool, machine, item, part, even the lifts have to be moved for this entire building to be reorganized. We've got a ton of work to do and more than a half dozen vehicles to get running to pull this off. We better get started. This is going to get pretty interesting, and stay tuned because you're going to see a couple cars in here that are new to the fleet. I haven't announced them on Vice Grip Garage yet. I guess you're going to get the inside track on that. And I'll also explain what the goal is here as we're going through this. Long story short, we're going to be using half the building for the Vice Grip Garage business side, and the other half of the building is going to be more for storage and personal items. Kind of the cars that have been completed are our personal stuff, which I'll show you here in a minute. We're going to put on that end of the building. But to pull that off, these lifts need to move. If that's going to move, it's a chain reaction. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So essentially, if you've been wondering the last year and a half, all of this stuff under here was what used to be an inventory when we moved out of the old shop in Wisconsin. I lost the mezzanine, all my storage shelving and all of that stuff. So this is basically just a moving truck that was unloaded. There's a couple engines in there, there's transmissions, there's doors, bumpers, radiators, windshields. It's a nightmare. Tools, you name it. Bunch of stuff over here. Obviously, I've got the 69 Camaro dug out already, but vanishing paint needs to be running. 68 Firebird needs to be running. 56 Buick. Independence. The GTO. There's a car we're going to talk about in a minute. A 2000 NASCAR stock car. Crew cab, the Grand National, and there's actually two Model A's back there. I've been hiding one on you, right on the other side. Plus I've got a really big new machine. I'll show you guys down there. The goal basically is this is going to be the storage side like I was talking about. So these two lifts need to go down there, which means all of this needs to be moved, not only once, but twice to put it away, to get these cars off. Basically where this paint changes in the floor, that's where the use of the building is going to change. Need to put shelving in here to get all this stuff back into the shelves so we can inventory it, get it on the books and understand what we have. And it's going to open up another bay over here for just drive-in vehicle use for projects and builds, long-term stuff. And then we're going to put our new machine, I'll show you in a minute, over here with our pipe bender and drill press, and we're going to try to get some other stuff like a brake and a few other things. I think where I'm going to start is pull some of these tables over in this area. Some of this stuff needs to be moved so I can get vanishing paint down. And once I get that car out, then we can start moving all of these vehicles out of the way. And then we got to play Tetris. This lift comes over here. This stuff can get moved over here. These cars can come down. That lift can be moved down. Listen, this is going to be a tremendous amount of work. Let's just get started. Let's see what the battery is telling us. Hello, what are you telling me? 12.1, should be good enough. Unhooked this one. It's got a voltages draw somewhere, so I keep doing the right thing and completely ignoring it. Is this a piece of pine? Sure is. This is the most stubborn, hard-starting, cold-blooded vehicle I have in the entire fleet. I need to change the fuel, make it happen out on this someday. Maybe we'll do that soon. Overfull, Perfect. One of the things I'm really looking forward to here when we move things around is cars like this are going to be on the bottom, not on the top of the lift. So I can drive them, enjoy them, and use them and get them back on the channel. Oh, what just happened? Okay, I got a geyser. Okay. Band-Aid later, I'm back. See if I can figure out oh, we got severe cobwebbage in here. Whoa. I guess it was December of last year, last time this ran. Need the right combination of screwdrivers and switches. Let's see if I can keep this running. Talked about the battery, forgot to even hook it up. There we go. Building oil pressure, I guess that's good. Come on. You old dog. Gonna burn the starter out. Do I really gotta prime it? I guess so. Carburetor life. At least there's only 37 million more vehicle starts to do like this. Should make the day go really quick. Oh yeah, she's dry. Of course, the guy dumped a bunch of weed whacker fuel down it. Teach you a lesson, you know. Arguably the best sounding vehicle I have. Switch, screwdriver, touch these wires. Well, is it out of gas? Can't be. Throw 5 gallons in this thing really quick. It just wasn't pulling any fuel from the tank, and I think it might be empty. Which maybe I parked it up empty. I can't remember what. Anyway, do I take the stickers off of this or do I leave them? I mean, the car is legendary, obviously, vanishing paint, but that's the paint. The stickers are from the Game of Cones and a Roadkill episode that Steve Dulcich and David Freiberger did. Do I take that off and leave it or put my own stickers on it? I don't know. Bleep bloop it down there. I did put that on there. I don't remember when or why. Squirters were all gummed up, but after I tickled on them, now we got some squirt power. That'll help keep it running here. Throw on the other ramp. See if we can work this thing outside. Try this again. Yep. Come on now. Keep on running. Pump some fuel. Good oil pressure. Charge light. Come on. Might be doing it. Boy, once she's running now. Ooh, man. Ah, there goes the air cleaner. What a mess. There Power steering ain't happy. Tractor will fire. Yeah, this is my going to tavern rig. Never fails me. We'll park this up. Next up is their bare metal Bel Air. Let's see if this thing fires. Oh, I need to get some windows in this poor thing. Only got 8.5 volts left. There we go. Straight pipes on this bad boy. Manually charge the. See, I flipped that switch. Now she's charging. See if the old Scout fire up here. I have the confidences. I don't know how much glow plug. Well, how about now? What do you say? There we go. Yep, sounds terrible. Perfect. Next is the GT0, also known as the only thing that runs around here. I think my pants are clean. This new interior is, you know what I mean? It just don't fit. Okay. Don't worry, she'll go. It's been a minute for this one too. There we go. And then that'll just sit here and idle. Good car. Need to polish it again. Just soaked right into that old paint. Let's see what Independence says here. Crew cab time. See if I can get that out, sneak it beside the GT0 and Independence. And then Grand National should fire up, and then we'll get to these old beauties over here. Then we got plenty of room to, after we get those cars off, we can slide that 4-post way down here. See what the crew cab says to us. Oh, dead battery. Wow. Okay, all right, that's weird. I ain't ever got the batteries. It doesn't matter what. It would look like a spider web in here if I had the trickle chargers and the cords hanging and I don't know. The only real jump box out there, by the way, doesn't have the millennial guards and the Bluetooths and the anti-safes and you can't, the digitals, this and that, and testing whatever. This is juice, raw. It's looking pretty good. It's just been sitting. If you remember back there, that axle shaft is hitting the frame. Yeah, it's really close to that brake line, so I gotta probably need to 4-link it and put bags on it. But I ain't got nothing else to do around here, you know. So here it sits. Okay, now we got 12 volts. Charging. The grand of a national time. As you can see, nothing has changed, literally. So we'll be driving it with the e-brake. But first, I gotta see if it'll fire up. Do I not have the keys? Oh. Look at that. Yes. Thank you for not smoking. The beautiful old Model A. Just been sitting here waiting for me to decide what I want to do with this thing. Deserves a restoration, quite honestly. Nice old rig. I got some history updates on this car I'll have to do someday about the color and where it was built and everything else. But I ain't got the time right now. We got a lot. We ain't even started moving stuff or nothing yet. Let's see if this thing fires. Okay. Well, where's the fuel on? Squash throttle. We don't want any timing. It goes on. Neutral. Choke. Look at that. Wow. Loyal old thing. This is a neat little 1928 Ford two-door Sport Coupe Model A that I put together on Roadworthy Rescues with the help of Paul Shim. As one of my favorite episodes out of season 1. Just so much history, not just with the car, but just the Ford in general. And it was a grind. Oh my goodness. And most of what you're looking at is spray paint. Yes, I spray painted this car. Let's see if this old thing fires up. It has not moved since it rolled off the truck from Detroit. It's just been sitting here. This one is going to be a little iffy. That's for sure. Fired up. So this is a legitimate, real deal NASCAR Busch Series stock car race car. Last raced at Charlotte in 2000, and it's pretty complete. Little fart. I can't even fit in this thing. Gauges are gone. There's an engine in it. That was kind of stripped down though. But I mean, yeah, it's the real deal. Here's your spring and rear end adjustments, quick fuel. That was the charge posts. Those are gone. Battery's gone. Fuel cell's gone. This is the accident that it was involved in that ended its career. Or actually, the driver retired. I've been contemplating whether or not to put that on Vice Grip Garage, mostly because there's really no cheap way to get it running, even though it's just, you know, will it run? If we're going to put the parts into it to make it run, it's not cheap. I mean, I could put a garden hose into a fuel, make it happen, or make it pop and fire, but if you want to tootle it around, for example. So I don't know, you guys let me know. Bleep bloop it down there in the comments. Should we try to get this running at Vice Grip Garage, or do we just hang it on the wall? I don't know, I kind of bought it for the engine, and it was really cheap. Really, really cheap, I'm going to be honest. Okay, we got to get that thing pulled out of here. Got to get some wind back in the rolling bobs on this side. Probably just scoop her up with the tractor, drag it on out of here. It's pretty fascinating if you're a race fan and you sit down and start looking at these cars. This one got swapped around. It was a right front, but they have designations or colors for what side of the car tires go on, and front or rear, based on tire pressure and compound and all that. Some classes it's limited, of course. And then they have markings all over these things. different color lug nuts. It's just interesting. If you don't have one of these, how many times I gotta tell you to go get one? There's a new one, the big 18 is out, but they're expensive. I got this one off of Face. It works pretty good. Boop. Puts wind in the thing. Somehow it just seems like it's getting messier. Okay, so now I'm thinking, get this wildfire on the casters, which is one of the neat things about these is you don't have to bolt them down. You can move them wherever you want to move them, fella. So I'm going to do that right now. Casters. That's the caster noise. Over here, then spend 12 days moving this somehow into a smaller space right here. Then I can get these cars down and then move the 4-post all the way down the double wide and then move this one and there. Now we can put the dang old shelves up and stuff. Exciting news. Breaking news. Screws, hardware. I got a box down here that's wet. Guy gave it to me at a Cletus Cars event. Thank you. Been digging through there for a year. I got this little cheap thing. And I keep filling it full. I mean, you get a bag of hardware like this at the hardware store and it's 38 bucks. And then you never put it away, you know. Anyway, I bit on the bullet. Got gunpowder in my teeth and everything. This whole section is going to be a giant nut and bolt display. Nutsandbolts.com. I don't even know how many thousands and thousands of pieces there are that are going to be on this wall. But the biggest thing is to replenish it is cheap. It's affordable. Ships right to your door. And all you have to do is just scan it with your telephone. And it beeps the boop on the line and then orders it. And then you just toss it in that bin. So those guys are coming soon as well. So all of this also has to be moved. I need some help. That's what I need. Boy, sunset's gonna be pretty tonight. As I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna be opening up a section over here, kind of like the fab area. Gonna get a lot of equipment in there, along with my newest tool back here. The goal here is sitting down and doing the math and looking through the books. We spend way too much money on transporting cars and enlisting other contractors to do things with our vehicles so we can accomplish videos and goals with events and things like that. When if I made a one-time commitment or a purchase or whatever it may be for the right equipment, I could easily pay that off in half a year or a year doing fabrication myself and be able to put out content faster. Plus, I prefer to do the work myself if I can, just because, well, saving money, pride, workmanship, bettering yourself, things like that, teaching yourself new trades. So, we're adding this to the shop. A fast cut CNC. This was just delivered from Canada. This is their big boy. It's a 4x8 table. It's got all the computers and the beep boops, everything up here. The guys were even nice enough to put a little vice grip garage on there. It looks beautiful. So what this is going to allow us to do, guys, if I need a seat bracket or a cup holder or a housing or an adapter, like an alternator brackets, like on the Hemi half, or rear end housing stuff or 4-link parts, I just beep boop it and it's going to cut it out right here. I also have a vision of doing some stuff and putting it in the store for you guys, and then you will legitimately know that I made it right here myself. package it up and send it to you guys. I don't know, keychains, stuff like that. Let me know what you think about that. I also want to make some better engine pull plates and some other stuff. I got some ideas, but this is going to allow us to save a tremendous amount of money doing a lot of our stuff right here in house. But as you can see, this is a big boy. We need all of that room under that double wide lift for that machine. That's already a 30 amp outlet right there. Well, and that one, but it's going to be approximately right there. And then we're going to have 4 feet of shelving here for parts. Try to get all this picked up. School, jumping in to help Dad a little bit. He had to get a hair slice. All right, so we're going to start moving everything this way and try to get anything that looks like garbage or junk, or if we're not going to use it but it's good, I'm going to make another pile. Like this is a cold air intake to a newer-ish Corvette. I'm not going to use it, but someone out there can. We're putting a dent in her. We're strategically moving stuff over, organizing it by good stuff. We've got a junk pile, and then Jessica's putting together a pile for you guys of good stuff that we're going to be throwing in with merchandise orders at vicegripgarage.com pretty soon. We'll announce when that comes out. But there's some pretty neat stuff that's good that I can't throw away. We're getting into the Revival totes now. These are totes that I just have on the ready that I can just pick up. They're all pretty identical. They're just one's replenished, one's been used. And we're down to a couple tools and some things that I need to put the forks on the tractor for. This is an engine that is for the 777. And I got my Lincoln Electric order there, a bunch of wire. That's gonna have to have the forks, and then I've got a rear end over here. It's also for the 777. We're gonna need the forks for the rest of this. We can get out of here. Bentley's found his good toolkit over there and some parts for his RC stuff. It's been a pretty good day. And Jessica can't help but organize and clean, and she's winding up fuel line right now. Bowery's mopping and sweeping, trying to stay on top of that. We're getting there. We might get these cars off tonight yet, and I see that stuff has accumulated up here as well, unfortunately. Ah, it's sketchy using this tractor. It's so hard to go down slow. Ah, see? That's big grooves in the floor. Making progress. Such a neat little Model A.
Well, that's going to do it for today. We've made a lot of progress. We have a lot more to do tomorrow, but fairly simple things. So it should come together pretty quickly. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, been a while since either now.
Yeah.
Okay. No battery. I thought we had a battery in this. Great. Got the boost box on her. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Oil pressure. Normals. Well, we gotta clean this thing, huh?
Yeah, it's dusty.
Is it gonna idle? Of course it is. Buick. Poor thing needs a bath. Really bad. Old girl's running rough. I had to reach in, give her a shot of timing, bring up the idle a little bit. I got a really bad miss and manifold leak over here all of a sudden. Maybe it was like that. I don't know. I know I got something going on in the drive shaft, probably the front U-joint, but this has a torque tube in it, which means you got to take the rear end out and everything. But I think it's running good enough to get it outside at least.
This thing is so comfortable.
It's like sitting on Grandma's couch in here, huh? So this fuel pump make it happen, or still makes it happen, but it just pours on the floor. The seal around it's blown up. So I think what I'm gonna do is just throw a clicky-clacky in here, and we'll clicky-clack it from the inlet line that I've already put a fresh clamp on. I guess it's been a couple of years now. What is this wiring? No one knows. And then we'll clicky-clack it right into this crispy line, and then hot wire it right over here, and that should get us off of the ramp anyway. So I got a clicky-clacky in here. Just went ahead and used a Milwaukee battery. This seems to be holding fuel. I'm gonna preemptively put the jump box on it. This NAPA Power Packages Lightning Cube has never worked since day one, so that's fine. See if we can get this fired up. Doubtful very it's gonna move. There's about 319 gallons of transmission fluid down there. You wanna pull the dipstick, Jess, see if it's got oil on it? Oh yeah, I can see it from here. You gonna taste it or not?
No.
Okay. Looks fine. I mean, it only has, what, 800 miles on the oil? All right, grab the jump pack, Bentley. Let's get this thing out of here. Can't even remember the last time I drove this. Come on. There she goes. These work? I can't remember. I hope not. It says we got 0 oil pressure. I don't think any of those are hooked up. Boy, this thing needs a lot more work than I remembered. Woo! Oh, I did put a little tack in here that barely works. This one's got flow masters on it. What'd you say? Oh yeah. This gas is really old. You like that lightning cap, don't you?
Yeah, I was staring at it really like, oh, I've never seen one that's clear before.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder, see if it's got any coolant in it. Building pressure. Might be empty. Well, here's the big move. We're all going to grab a post and basically shift this all the way down, and we're going to get a glimpse of what this is going to look like here in a minute. It's landed. I don't see any reason this double wide will ever move again. It's officially going to be home. Over here, I'm going to bring a toolbox in from the other side, and that'll just be for little stuff for maintenance. This is the tornado shelter that's got to go in, and then I wanted enough room here, obviously, to be able to get in there in a scramble. And then the refrigerator is going to go right where those boxes are. I got a bunch of stuff in the way over here now, but if I'm putting the Model A's up here, I might be able to sneak them in. They're little enough. Look how much room for activities we've got over here now. It's pretty incredible. Now we're going to move the standard 4-post lift next door to that one. Then we could start rolling cars in here again and building shelves. Working on these shelves. These are El Cheapo Huskies, which I think is a puppy dog, but anyway, they make shelving. A lot cheaper than the actual commercial units, but it looks similar. I think these are, yeah, they're 9,000 pound weight capacity, 1,800 pounds a shelf. It's gonna be more than enough for us. Now I just got to decide. I bought enough to put these 2 wide. So imagine another one butted up against it. So it'd be 4 feet wide down to, I don't know, here-ish. And now that I'm seeing one up, I don't know. What do you think, Jess? Is one enough, or do we want to put 2 together? Or?
I was thinking it looked really big and it's sort of, we have a lot of stuff to do on the shelves, so it's something really good.
Buick is home. I think maybe the Firebird can go under that, I suppose. Jessica and Bradley have been working hard on the shelving. They got one more, it looks like. This is looking really good. Jessica made the executive decision to keep all the shelves the same height, and I think that was the right choice. Looks really good. We're gonna try to sneak the Model A's in right now around this other stuff. Got to get around this CNC table. Back up onto this. Try to get some more cars put to bed instead of sitting outside. Boy, that alignment is... That alignment's looking not very good. This is sketchy. 37-point turn to get in here. I think we did it. I'm gonna pull forward, give ourselves a little more room for storage. Something like that. Take a peek. Yeah, that's pretty good. Boy, it was right on that edge. Let's see. Guy will have a lot of storage room back here. I can put stuff. All in there. Okay. Now we'll go grab the other A. Yeah, there's actually a pad that normally goes here, but someone stole it from me on Woodward Avenue, believe it or not. Normally you'd face this way. So that way this sharp metal hits you in the chest, see, instead of the back. Yeah, it's safer that way. So I don't have a, there's a window that normally goes in the back of the Sport Coupe, but we didn't have time to put it in. It's laying back here. Well, we're making huge progress. Jessica's been in here all morning going through stuff, and now I've been in here getting the heavier stuff. You know, like torque converters and the heads and things like that. But we're getting through it. Gonna have to figure out what to do with the motorcycles for now. I might just tuck them back here. This is where that table's eventually gonna go. Or maybe just put them off to the side, but still gotta get through. It's kind of odd miscellaneous stuff now. Some of it just needs to be restocked in the cabinets over there, but I think we're gonna have enough room, thankfully. And this is why we went too deep, is I have a lot of room on this side still, which is nice. Well, we did it. New look for the shop. I can't believe how much this really opened it up in here. It's just incredible. Before, I felt like I was working right here, and the plan is coming together. I still have this mess to clean up from the Hemi half, but we can have another project in here, blown apart, up on jack stands, whatever, and this will kind of be the fabrication area. I stopped the truck where I think that table's probably going to go. Well, I know it's going there. I'm just as far as width. Got to do something here yet. Might build us some hook hanger things for these. We can line them up the wall, something unique like that. Everything's parked, put away. Of course, we'll open up a space here, but I might leave this open because we're gonna have a dirty old couch, kind of a break or rest area. Just because when I put tables over here, I always end up putting stuff on them, and then I can't get a break. You know what I mean? But I got to get these washed up. Got to get back to work on that. This is going out soon, and then a guy can maybe get the crew cab in here, or maybe it just stays for the boys working on their bicycles, but I think we got her licked. Well, we got it pretty organized, but we're not done yet. The nuts and bolts team is on the way. They were kind enough to say, look, Derek, if we send you all of this, you're going to be swimming through hardware. So they're on the way with a van. just stocked full of hardware. They're gonna help put it up. We're gonna be putting it in right there. So all of this still needs to be moved, and I gotta do that by tomorrow at 9 a.m. So we're just gonna get after it, pull the cabinets out, wheel them over to an open space. I gotta put up a new pegboard over here. I gotta open up that power panel anyway. Code says you gotta have 3 feet in front of that opening. I'm gonna make sure that that happens. And transfer everything over here to this wall. And then we'll have plenty of room for the nuts and bolts display, which I think is a little over 10 feet wide. It's huge. But I'm excited for this. It's gonna save us so much money. Well guys, the bolts and nuts display is in. This is gonna be life-changing for me. I can't even tell you how many hours a week this is gonna save me. And time is money, and obviously that hardware is a lot more expensive than this. I saw this at a friend's shop and had to have this thing. Check this out. This is 35,000 pieces here, fellers. And they sell 3 of these. There's like an industrial, an auto, and like a farm. You could just boop and they come that way. But this one's kind of custom set up. I made some requests specifically for hardware. And this is what we came up with. And this is stuff that I use literally every day. 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, all of that. And then we've got flange bolts. Use a ton of these. All of the nuts, nylon and standard. Washers. And then we've got some screws and stuff over here. We've also got cotter keys and rivets and stuff like that over here, and some more metric stuff. So we're set. Well, that's gonna do it. What a huge project. But as you can see, we opened up a lot of space. We got a lot more usable space. Things are looking a little bit organized around here, finally. Kind of scary. Now I just gotta work hard to keep it clean. I got a couple more tables to organize and go through, some stuff that needs recycled, donated, and there's just some trash in here that I gotta move out. But we're pretty well there. I might add like a fab table or a weld table or something over here, and I need to get a different bench setup. But this is pretty much what the shop's gonna look like going forward. And now you guys know the story of how and why it happened. So when you see this on Vice Grip Garage, you're not going, wait a minute, something's different. Thanks guys for watching, appreciate it very much. Hopefully see you very soon.